Welcome back to What You Will Learn. My name is Adam Ashton.
Yo, 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 yo. My name is Adam Jones. Today we're reviewing Life in a Half a Second, how to achieve success before it's too late.
Amazing. Matthew Michalewicz. If you reckon you've heard of Life in Half a Second before, it's perhaps because we've done it before. So we're redoing the episode. It was one of the early ones we did, but we both reread it. It's a bloody good book. It's a good time. We're recording this at the end of the year. Good time to sort of refresh, take a step back, have a think about what's going to happen in 2017. And also, because big Matthew Michalewicz is, we're going to have a talk to him this week.
Yeah.
So we'll do the book, give us a refresher, and then speak to the great man midweek.
That's it. So where this idea of life in half a second comes from, this half a second is everything from the Earth's perspective. So if our planet was 1 year old, your lifetime over the whole planet would just be for half a second.
Yeah. So if planet Earth, he says planet Earth has been around for 4.5 billion years. So if you compress it down to 1 year, he says that humans came about 160,000 years ago. So that'll be only about the last 23 minutes of that 1 year of Earth. And as you say, mate, each person's 80-year lifespan is only half a second on that 1 year calendar.
So it just shows how short your life really is relative to the Earth. And the Earth, it's been around forever. It doesn't really give a fuck. It's just...
yeah, exactly. The Earth's copped a lot of shit throughout the time. Hot, cold, meteors, everything. But he says, the tragedy of life isn't that we only have half a second. The tragedy is that we waste it. So he says that people are wasting their half a second. And, we need to achieve success before it's too late.
That's it. So, as Ashton was saying, half a second. The problem is that people work such a short life and people spend their whole lives, this very short time they got on Earth, doing fucking shit they don't like.
He says here, my impression of the world is that we spend our lives doing what we have to do rather than what we want to do.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's no good. So instead, he says he's in a bit of a hurry to live, and he reckons perhaps the issue is that everyone says I'm 23 years old. They measure in how many years have already gone past, as opposed to looking at it, how many days have you got left to live? And having that diminishing days left might be a bit more impetus to get out there and do something.
That's right. So knowing there's a count, so he says there's a countdown on my life. So he's in a hurry to live, and there's a countdown on your life as well.
Yeah.
So there's an app, me and you both downloaded, Days of Life.
Yeah.
So it's something that there's an app out there, and it'll give you a reminder every month of how many days you got left to live. So
I've got it set on daily reminders.
Oh, do you?
Every day it pops up. Yeah.
It counts down pretty fast. I had it 20th last week, 20,000 days to live.
Yeah. And he says the thing is, if you think, I'm too old, I've missed my opportunity. He says it's never too late until you're dead. So he says stories like Ray Kroc was in his late 50s when he started McDonald's. Colonel Sanders was in his 60s when he started KFC. And a few other examples like that. So just to frame the book, so he says there's an order in which we have to go through to achieve success. So there's 5 doors and a key to each door. And if you go through this process that he sets out, you're well on your way to success. Yep. So let's get into the first door.
So the first door is have clarity.
Clarity, yeah. And he says that people want success, but that's just such a nebulous term. You need to have clarity exactly what success means to you and exact numbers, dates, time, specifics of how you want to achieve that success.
Yeah. So every door in this book, or every door you have to go through to get success, he also says the key, and the key for clarity is to set precise goals. Yeah,
precise being the I don't want to say key word the key word to the key. He says that success is just goal attainment. So success is you set a goal, you achieve it. That's success. So you can have big success or small success, and that just is determined by if you have big goals or you've got small goals. But either way, it's success. Set a goal, achieve it, success.
So he says whenever you set a goal, there's a phenomenon called reticular activation.
Yeah.
So that's just a fancy name of saying once you set the goal, like you start looking for the things and you start thinking about the things that are going to help you toward that goal. And over time, visualizing the goals and things like that, you'll start noticing everything that's going to help you toward your goals, and that's how you're going to get there much faster.
Yeah, as you say, that having that clear, precise goal there, like all your mental focus and all your efforts are channeled directly towards that goal. So yeah, it's definitely the important starting point. As he says, the first door, having precise, put numbers on it. Don't say, I want to be rich. He says, say, I want to have $1 million before I turn 30 or something like that. Yeah. Have precise amount, precise timing. Yeah.
And this is there's a lot of research into goal setting and all that. And the people who set goals do so much fucking better than everyone else. He says, if you're not willing to just sit down and write down your goals, and there's no point reading the rest of the book. So put the book down, go out and write your goals.
Yeah, he actually says that, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He says if you're not going to do it, stop.
What's the point?
Don't read anymore.
What's the point of reading? You just start trying to make yourself feel good reading personal development shit.
He also says tell other people your goals, get it out there, and perhaps they'll keep you accountable. There's an opposite idea to that, is a Derek Sivers TED Talk, a 3-minute TED Talk saying about keep your goals to yourself, keep your dreams to yourself, and have a watch. Yeah. Mate, the way both are, mate, there's definitely merits to both.
Yeah.
But I can tell people.
Yeah. Keeps you accountable.
Yeah. He says at the end of each door as well, there's action items. So it says for these, he said set a bunch of 1-year goals and set a few bigger 3-year goals. I think most people overestimate what they can do in a year, but underestimate what they can do in 5 years.
Yeah. That's it. All right, mate. So the second door is desire.
Desire. Absolutely. If it's one thing to have goals, but it's important that your goals are, the key here is aligning your goals with your desire. So it has to be something you truly want. If you say, I want to lose 10 kilos by the end of the year, but then every day you sit on the couch eating potato chips, it's obviously not something that you truly desire. It's perhaps something you think maybe society thinks you should do.
Yeah, that's right. And there might be some people out there who might have the goal to have $1 million just because everyone else does. But if they don't really value just the money in itself, then it's really hard to stick to something like that. But if you set a goal for something you're passionate about, for a business or something, then it's much easier to achieve because it's aligned with your values.
Yeah, absolutely. He talks a lot about the status quo as well. And in relation to tribes, last week was all about the status quo. He says it's all about change. He said it's easy to, just go with the flow, keep doing the same thing every day. It's hard to change. So to be able to do that hard thing, which is changing, you have to have it actually aligned to your desire.
Spot on. So one of my favourite parts of the book definitely is in this chapter in regards to the dream box. So this is in regards to when we're young and we're not weathered with our ambitions and all that. We have these big dreams and goals and desires. And as we get a little bit older, society starts telling us, maybe you can't do that, have more realistic expectations. And then you first get into the workforce and then all of a sudden your dream box, you stop looking inside it and everything just starts diminishing. And then over time, it's just too hard to look at. And then all of a sudden you
give up, put it away, tuck it away, don't look in there again because it's too painful to look back. Yeah. The other thing he says, if it might be hard for you to set goals because they're imaginary things. I wish I could have $1 million, or it's like things that you can't see, you don't know what it's like. So he says perhaps a better starting point is to think of things that you hate. Think of things that you don't want because they already exist. You don't have to imagine them. You know that they're already there. You know exactly what it is. So know that you don't want that. So perhaps that's a good way of starting out.
Yeah, definitely. So I guess when you have a big pain about something, it's easy to leverage that and then go for your goal.
Yep.
So
love it.
What else, mate? On the
I think that's it for that door. Door 3.
Door 3 is belief. So you set your goals. You're aligned them. Your whole body. You want these goals. It's aligned with your values, and now it's about belief that you can actually do it.
Belief's a big one, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely.
He says what you believe is much more important than what actually is. And he talks a lot about things like placebos, where if people think they're getting this drug that's going to cure their ailments, even if it's a sugar pill. He says sugar pills have been the best,
No
performing
shit.
drug of all time. Basically, if people think that it's going to work, then it probably will.
He has a good example here about Roger Bannister in the 1952 Olympics. So up until 1952, no one had ever ran a 4-minute mile. So whereas he was the first person to set the goal to run the 4-minute mile, and then as soon as he'd done it, a year later, other people started doing it, and then after a few years, school kids started doing it.
Yeah.
So as soon as everyone knew it was possible to achieve the 4-minute mile, then everyone else could do it.
Yeah, that's bizarre, isn't it? It was impossible. Everyone believed that it was impossible until one guy did it, and they thought, okay, maybe I can do that too. And as you say, then school kids started doing it. Now it's, I don't know, I couldn't run a 4-minute mile, but maybe it's probably slow these days.
Yeah. So he says the key to this goal is key to this door is to change your environment. So it's he uses the Jim Rohn famous comment: "You are the average of the 5 people you hang out with."
Yeah.
So if you keep hanging out with people who've got these or don't have any goals, then it's hard to get to where you want to go.
Yeah, because the people you spend time with, you'll see what they're doing, you'll see what they're achieving, and that's what you know is possible. That's what you believe is possible. For us, if we went to hang out with 4 or 5 millionaires and see what they do, at first we wouldn't believe that it was possible.
Yeah.
But if we went and hung out with them and we saw, oh, this is what you do every day, this is how you've done it, seeing people achieve those, and we'd start to believe, and we'd probably move up to average out with those guys.
Yeah. So how's a good analogy of fleas in a jar here? So if you put fleas in the jar and then you put the lid on top, then the fleas will stop aiming. They'll start hitting the top of the lid and then they'll go back down. Then after a while, if you take the lid off, the fleas will actually not leave the jar because they don't set their goals to go outside of the jar.
Yeah.
So even though they're free to go everywhere, they stay in the little jar.
Yeah, they jump really high, they hit the lid and fall back down. They jump really high, hit the lid. So eventually they believe that they can't jump out. And as you say, even once they take the lid off, they've got that belief that they can't do it. Yeah. Mate, I like there's a good quote here at the start: "Do or do not. There is no try."
Yeah.
From the great man Yoda.
Good.
And actually, mate, there's a good friend, Brent German. He keeps me accountable from time to time if I've got a few goals.
Yeah.
And I might say to him, "Oh, I'm going to try and finish a chapter this week." Yeah. And he always says, "No, there's no try, mate. You just do it." So yeah, shout out to our great friend Brent German.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, mate. So if your goal is to get $1 million, and you can't really hang out with all these millionaires or whatever, another way to do it is just to just be conscious of everything you put in your mind. So it might be listening to the best podcasts, reading good books, and things like that. And then your level of belief will increase because everything you put in your brain just shows you everything can be done. Yeah,
I reckon that's the best place to start. Is it at first it might be hard to spend time. He says spend time with these experts, spend time with these people. It might be tough to go physically, one-on-one, in person, spending time with super successful people. But the best way to spend time at the start is to read their books, listen to podcasts, listen to interviews, watch videos they've done, spend time with them that way at first.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's a good starting point.
Yep, definitely. And turn the news off.
Yeah. Cut the news.
Cut it.
News is bullshit.
Yeah. But yeah. What else, mate, in the third door?
No, I think that's, yeah.
So the next door is
knowledge.
So, set your goals, got clarity, you're aligning your goals, you get your belief from the people you hang out with and all the media or everything you put in your brain you're critical of. And then 4 is knowledge.
Yeah. So he says that the first 3 doors, clarity, desire, and belief, they're all good at setting up what you want to do and why you want to do it. And knowledge is where he shifts, I guess, to how do you do it? So at the start, I want to make $1 million, but how do you actually make $1 million? You need to learn how you can do it.
Yeah. And the key to this door is investing in yourself.
Yeah.
So getting the education, going to that extra seminar, reading those extra books, and just keep investing in yourself.
Yeah. He says that, people will say, it's too expensive to get knowledge. It's too expensive to buy these books or too expensive to go to this seminar. But he says knowledge isn't expensive. The most expensive thing in the world is ignorance, because you'll miss those opportunities without knowing.
Yep. Love it. So what do you reckon about the exchange rate between life and cash he talks about?
Yeah, love it. Tell us about it.
So he started working at Target when he was younger, and he was, I'm not pulling numbers out of my ass here, it was like $6 an hour. And then
$4.85, yeah.
$4.85.
Minimum wage.
Yeah, and he started looking at things. So say if you bought that pair of jeans for $100, he wouldn't see it as $100. He'd see it as 15 hours or 20 hours or whatever it would be.
Yeah.
And so looking at life that way, he started, when he got his promotion, again, he might have got paid more. That means he'd have to spend as little time as possible into going it. And then eventually he got to the point where he realised that he's got to stop trading time for cash, and that's when he spoke to the gym owner.
Yeah, I just want to quickly go into what you were saying, and that it's like money is how we keep track of things. So as you say, like you buy a pair of jeans for $100. If you're making $5 an hour, then it costs 20 hours to get a pair of jeans. But if people just think it costs $100, it's not as real. Whereas if you think I had to do something I didn't want to do for 20 hours, that's much more painful. And it's it relates it to going to the casino, and that like they give you chips. They give you these little plastic circle coin things that like they're worth nothing. Whereas if you had to physically pull out of your wallet $100 every time you want to place a bet instead of just moving the chip there, it's just not the same effect. Matt, what was it? We did another book recently where they talked about the time, money. 4-hour work week?
4-hour work week and the E-Myth, I'm sure it covered it as well.
Up in the E-Myth.
So it comes up quite a bit.
Yeah,
and
that's a good way to look at it, yeah.
I get the feeling that's when people finally decide to run their own business or start to probably choose to go down the entrepreneurial path, because it is the only way really to not trade your time for money.
Yeah, and he says that whatever you want to achieve, there's different paths to get there. So he says if you want to make $1 million, he says the one way, which is an easy, safe way, is each month you just have to put $287 into just a bank account. If you get 8% interest every year, it'll take you 40 years, but you'll have your $1 million. He says the next way is maybe if instead of getting 8%, maybe you put in $300 each month and found a bit of a riskier investment that gave you 10%, maybe it would take you 30 years instead. Or if you went and built a business, it might take you 5 years. Or if you went to the casino, risked it all, be the most risky, but you might get there in one night. But so there's different paths to get into the same outcome, just with different levels of time and risk involved with each one.
Yep.
But would you say is the best way?
So he says you will never become wealthy, if that's what your goal is, unless you own something.
Yeah. So being an owner instead of a worker.
So owning something might be something like real estate, stock market, becoming an entrepreneur, writing a book, having an online course, or just something. Just make sure you own something.
Yeah.
And that's yours.
If you go to work, if all you do is you wake up, go to work and come home, and the only way you're making money is by being there and using your time, you're not going to be wealthy, because there's a limit to your time. Whereas if you've got some kind of asset, as you say, it could be real estate, or it could be as simple as you write a book that you sell, or you make an online course that you sell. Owning that is a far better or far quicker way to wealth.
That's it. The fifth door, mate.
Yeah. Action.
So, and the key to action is conquering your fear.
Yeah, so he says that, so we've gone through clarity, we've gone through desire, belief, knowledge. So we know what we're going to do, we know why we want to do it, we know how to do it, but at the end of the day, we just got to fucking do it. Yeah. So just do it.
So fear comes up in pretty much every single book. It's something where everyone deals with, and the people who are doing real well or really successful, they've still got fear. It's just they know how to manage it and deal with it.
Yeah, definitely. He says that obviously back in the day, millions of years ago, animals and the early humans, fear was all about survival. But now fear has progressed into these other things that aren't actually risky to our health or well-being, but fear of public speaking. But he reckons the biggest fear is all about self-image. So if you slip on a banana peel, it wasn't it used to be that fear would be about you getting hurt, but now fear is about, oh shit, did anyone see me embarrass myself in front of everyone? Or maybe you don't want to do something because you're scared. People will see you fail and they'll judge you. Or so I reckon that's the biggest fear today is self-image and what other people think, which is not good.
So fear is the one thing that can make you stagnate your whole life. That's probably where people can get to, 30, 40 years in the same job they hate, is because they're too scared to make any actions, to make any change, to choose something different or better.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he says a good question to ask is like, what will I regret more, trying and failing or not trying at all? So if you really think about it, trying and failing, I'd much prefer to do that. And I think everyone would, rather than not trying at all. Yeah,
exactly. He says that maybe we think that we're going to regret the things we do, but at the end of the day, we regret the things that we don't do far more.
Yeah. So it's impossible to achieve success without moving out of your comfort zone. And for that reason, it is impossible to achieve success without fear. So,
that's good.
I guess it's moving out of your comfort zone. It goes into that Seth Godin kind of stuff again. That's where the dip is, and that's where the scarcity is. People can't push past their fears and get to the other side. And that's where a lot of value is.
Yeah. Mate, the dip is so good.
It comes up a lot in this, doesn't it?
Love the dip.
What else, man, for the fifth talk?
Mate, the biggest one he says, get rid of all the cunts in your life.
No,
the cunts. C-A-N Mate. Did I say that a bit quick tonight?
Yeah, that was
Get rid of all the cunts in your life. So he says that whenever we say, I can't, it's really saying, I don't want to.
Yeah.
If you say, oh, no, I can't go for a run tonight, I'm too tired, it's really, you're just saying, I don't want to. You said there's no can't. It's just, you put something out.
Choice. Yeah.
So get rid of all those can'ts in your life.
And cunts. But love it, mate. What a book.
What a book.
Yeah, definitely my top 5.
Yeah. This is the third time I've read it. It gets better every time, I reckon. Mate, the first 12 pages, I just read that over and over, I reckon. Yeah,
definitely. The first 12 is one of the best parts of any book I've ever read, I reckon. Just like a big kick up your ass. Like you've got so little time to do the things that you want. Just go out there and do it. Don't procrastinate and wait. Just get stuck in.
Mate, I reckon it's a phenomenal setup, this book, the way it's set up, and that the 5 doors, and he says that like everything you read, everything you do is going to be some kind of manifestation of these 5 doors. I think it's good. It's simple. It's a good step-by-step process in order. Yeah, it's good shit.
Love it, mate. So, who would you recommend it for?
Everyone. I think it's in everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you reckon?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, love it. Well, during the week, we're going to speak to Matthew Michalewicz.
Yep.
If you got any, if you listen to this early enough, and you got any specific questions about achieving goals, setting goals, achieving success, anything you want to ask of the author of this book, shoot us a message, facebook.com/whatyouvilllearn, and we'll ask the great man.
Yep.
What do you want to ask him about?
Don't know, mate. There's plenty. I've got to learn how to interview people first.
We got 3 days. I've got a few questions I want to ask him. Yeah. He's a bloody impressive guy.
Yeah, definitely.
I spoke to him on the phone a couple of days ago just to confirm the booking. He says he was just driving home from. He pitched. He's got a new business, and he pitched the CEO of a $20 billion company to partner with him. So, impressive guy.
Interesting stuff. So, Other than that, everyone, Merry Christmas. It's Merry Christmas Eve today. So
yeah.
I'm sure we'll do a potty before New Year's Eve. So
we will. We should do a review of 2016 on New Year's Day or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Set the goals for the new year. It's a good time to read this, I reckon. Set goals for the new year.
All right. So, if you're listening, and if you're enjoying what we're putting out, it'll mean a lot for us if you guys can leave a review. Helps us get it out there and get people reading more books, which is the goal of our potty. Yeah, we got a review during the week from Katie MRU or something. Yeah. Don't know. Casey. Thanks, Casey. It was a bloody good review. Very nice. All right. Should we sing it? Yeah, we'll sing it. Hey, life in half a second. Half a second. You've only got half a second. You don't give a fuck. Half a second now. How to achieve success before it's too late. Matthew Michalewicz. Walk through the door of clarity and separate goals.
There's a countdown on my life, and there's a countdown on yours too.
Second, half a second. Walk through that door.
Clarity, desire, belief, knowledge, action.
Got that motherfucker, yeah. Buka da da, half a second now.
Conquer your fears. Do.
Read those books and get that knowledge. Read that book and invest in yourself now.
Benjamin, don't try, just do.
Conquer your fear and get that action. Walk through that door, fear. Half a second.